Welcome, everybody. I would like to call this meeting to order. It is now 10 a.m. Roll call: Tina here, Joanne here.
Here.
Oh, sorry.
Here.
Danielle,
Here.
Nicole,
Here.
Stephen.
Here.
All right. I'm looking for a motion to approve today's agenda.
I'll make a motion to approve today's agenda.
Seeking a
I'll
second.
second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any nays? All right. Moving on to number 4, discussion items, property liability insurance renewal for 2024-25. Does anyone have any discussion with the information that we've been provided? Is Sue on the? Yes. Hi, Sue.
Her mic is muted.
Here she goes.
Hi there. I don't know what's wrong with my camera.
I had a couple questions looking at the chart. I noticed in the column that was the Chubb CIC State Farm, the deductible is $25,000. Am I understanding that correctly for that option?
I do believe so.
Yeah, and then on the EMC one and the right column, so the second EMC one, why does it still say TBD for the deductible? Will they not give that to us?
No, I believe the deductible was given.
Maybe it just didn't populate into the chart. That's definitely possible. I mean, the year prior it says 5,000, so I just wanted to make sure the property deductible was 5,000 in my mind, but that was
As far as I'm aware, on the original proposal, it was 5,000, and then they came back with another one for 25,000, a savings of 2,600. Does that sound right, Joanne?
I haven't gotten all of these things. I have the quote option overview dated June 5th. It still shows a deductible of 5,000.
Okay.
I have an email, Sue, that you provided showing you asked for an adjustment for the deductible with that savings.
It would save us $2,308 if we went to the $25,000 deductible.
Instead of what it currently is at 5,000.
Correct.
Okay.
But potentially could cost us 20,000.
Right. Yeah.
Right, if we had a claim. Yeah.
I'm a lower deductible kind of person. Make me more comfortable. I'm kind of curious what our resident insurance expert would have to say about all this.
Insurance is really all about comfort. And then, of course, you want to look behind the scenes and make sure that you have everything that you need. I typically am a high deductible person, but because I think insurance is for the things you can't afford. But I'm good with 5,000.
Okay. Any other discussion, questions, thoughts?
I guess the only thing that I just want to add to the group is, just kind of giving a timeline of what happened, right? And, we've discussed a lot about the RFP process and kind of, and when speaking with everybody, it's probably it is the right way to go, right? The reason why we didn't go to the RFP process to begin with was that we were shocked when we saw the 30% increase again. That kind of sparked us to look in other directions because we had been, we've trust EMC and have been with them for quite some time. It was one of those that kind of unexpectedly got the ball rolling with R&R. And ultimately what our decision is today is that R&R came back with a proposal that is approximately $20,000 cheaper for this year. As a group, if we decide to go that direction, I am comfortable with that. I also, and I know Joanne and Sue have spoke to this, I think that this is also kind of an eye-opening experience in which that we need to go to RFP, whether that be next year or, you know, whenever we decide to do that. I guess the gauge that we need to do today is our comfort level of switching without an RFP, or do we stay track for one more year, stick with EMC, which we know is a good company and good, you know, provides us a good product, and go back to RFP, which we'd have to start the process in probably January or February, because it is a 6 to 8 month process. So that's, I guess, kind of ultimately our decision today. I don't know if I articulated that well, but I guess that's kind of where we are overall with the process.
There is already a policy in place that requires 3 bids for any expenditures over 25,000.
One of the questions for the errors and omissions, when I asked Sue, she looped in Randy from EMC, and maybe you could decipher this, Joanne. He said that errors and omissions is included in the linebacker policy. So if I'm understanding correctly, EMC does include that in what we currently have.
They do include that, and my specific questions on remember the retroactive date, he did answer in writing, guaranteeing that we have full prior acts. So
Okay.
That's
So
EMC.
EMC is saying that.
we have confirmation of that, I feel comfortable.
Okay.
Stephen, did you have a question?
No, I was just gonna, I appreciate the background from Jack, and I really appreciate all the information that Susan provided on Friday. But I guess, quite frankly, from where I sit, I read through a lot of that. I'd be comfortable as a lay person going either direction at this point. But I think, Jack, Susan, Joanne, you've really dug into this. So, I'd love to hear your recommendations, I guess.
Well,
We
I
could
think-
move on to number 5 and ask for a motion
okay.
if you guys are all comfortable with that.
Yeah, I'm comfortable with that. I just would appreciate whoever's making the motion to give some background on why they're making that particular motion.
Sure.
I hope.
Sure.
That's up to that person, obviously. But
Okay. Either or, Joanne or Susan, however you want to.
Okay. Well, I move that we approve the renewal from EMC Insurance with a few changes. Minimally, we need the building coverage at $300 per square foot for replacement, but that may be even low. I think since we're going through all these renovations, Jack, you might have a better number knowing how much it actually costs. Currently, the quote, well, we've had several of them. I also recommend that we increase the uninsured, underinsured motorist coverage to $500,000 so that the umbrella will pick up above that, and increase the violent acts coverage.
To what? Or to be determined.
Hold on. I think we should take the highest available.
I'd be comfortable with that.
So does somebody second?
Oh, I'll second it if we need a second.
Okay.
Any other discussions before we take a roll call vote?
no, I guess my only, I think we can decide between, to Jack's point, I guess between now and January, whether we open it up to RFPs for next year, right?
Well, I think to Joanne's point, it should automatically be an RFP every year, even if we love our provider. I think we're going to do an RFP
Okay.
every year.
Okay, I appreciate that. Okay.
Great. Okay, we will do a roll call vote. All in favor of staying with the EMC insurance? Sorry, Danielle, I stumbled.
Overzealous, aye.
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 Aye. Any opposed? All right. Motion passes 5-0 to stay with EMC. Moving on to action item of committee. I'm sorry, action item 5B committee members. More and more I was reading the policy, I realized that we need to bring this all to a vote for everyone to be comfortable with moving forward with committees. We already voted to move forward with committees, but actually the actual people that are going to be on the committee. So to make it fair across the board, we'll start out with voting on chairs for each committee, co-chairs for each committee, and then the other members for the committees, if everyone's okay with that.
Yes.
We can start out with a finance committee. I had sent out an email for Joanne to be the recommendations for the chair of the finance committee. I would make a motion for that if I can get a second.
I'll second.
Okay. All in favor for that?
Aye.
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 Any opposed? Okay, motion passes 5-0. For chair for the policy committee, I had, I'll present a motion for Nicole to be the chair of that committee. Can I get a second?
I'll second.
All in favor, say aye.
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 Any nays? Motion passes 5-0. Sorry, I'm working on my work computer and I have 4 screens, so I don't know which one I'm supposed to be looking at. All right, co-chair for finance. Stephen, I have a motion for you to be co-chair. Or can I get a second?
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 Any nays? Motion passes 5-0. Motion for policy committee co-chair would be Danielle. Or can I get a second?
I'll second. Sorry.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 Any nays? Okay, motion passes 5-0. Now I will pass the floor Joanne to tell me your recommendations or tell the board your recommendations for committee members.
Okay. I recommend we add Leslie Adams as the third party in the finance committee. As a CPA and a member of the community who truly cares, I believe that she can help us dig into some details and look at things that Stephen and I might look at as a problem and she would say isn't, or vice versa, or ideas. So
Okay.
I would make a motion to accept Leslie Adams as our third person in the finance committee.
Okay, seeking a second.
I'll second.
Okay, any discussion on Leslie's qualifications or anything that we should discuss at this time?
I think Leslie will do a lovely job on the team. I'm not sure the process, but I would say because it's a maybe going, and I don't know the term of how long she'll serve on this committee, but
1 year.
going forward, if there could be a way to make sure we include it in the WOW or publicly posted so that when Leslie's ready to pass the baton, we include like everyone. That would be a priority, at least for me. Yeah, but she'll do lovely.
Yeah,
Good
I would agree
recommendation.
with those statements from Danielle. The other thing that I hope we can get the word out that, you know, I would love to hear from the community or staff. You know, I think that even during the referendum, there was one gentleman that reached out to me maybe every few weeks with questions. And that was about it. and I think you all know that, I asked a lot of questions and really delved into the financials, in the 2 years prior to that. So I just hope that the community, that staff, even other board members certainly will reach out to Joanne specifically, or myself specifically, or even Leslie then, with questions and thoughts, and come to the meetings so that we can be as transparent and visible as possible, and that the community has a better feel than I think they had 6 months ago about the financials of the school.
Absolutely. I agree with you, Stephen and Danielle. Maybe we could, once these committees get up and rolling and we actually have dates, when the committees are going to be meeting, we could make that a separate email or something, just so the public knows that this is the process we started. Okay. Any other discussion on that topic? Nope. All right. All in favor of allowing Leslie Adams to be on the Finance Committee? Currently, the policy shows that the committee members will serve as a 1-year term.
Aye.
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 Any opposed? Okay, motion carries 5-0. Now, Nicole, if you could present the people that you had a little more hard time. You and Danielle had a little more hard time of finding members for the policy.
So we went a little different route. We sent an email out to all staff members and had a great response. So what I'm going to recommend is that we have a total of 5 on the committee, keeping Tom Blair all year, and then for 6 months doing Jesse, I'm going to butcher last names and I'm very sorry, Fiscal, and Derek Adams for the first 6 months, and then the second 6 months, Cheryl Seward and Lisa Little.
Littell.
Sorry.
I only know that.
We went by pretty much first come, first serve, and then as well as departments they work to help separate the difference. So that's why we chose swapping them around 6 months.
Okay.
That would be my recommendation.
Okay. Is that your motion?
Sure. Yes.
Seeking a second.
I'll be the second.
Any discussion on how that process all worked, or any discussion from anybody? No? Okay. Roll call vote. Say aye.
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 Any nays?
You didn't vote.
Aye. Sorry. Way to call me out on that. Motion passes 5-0. Moving on to 6 would be an adjournment, unless somebody else has any other questions.
No.
Okay. This
All
is
right, I'll
the
make a
best
motion
meeting.
to adjourn.
Yeah, heck yeah.
I'll second it.
10:19.
Okay.
Roll call vote. Is everyone okay with leaving?
Aye.
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 Any nays? Aye.
Just a reminder, we do have our finance workshop Monday. If there are any specific reports or questions or anything that you have, please send those to me by the end of the day today. I'm meeting with Susan this afternoon. I've had a couple requests for some different things. So right now we're just going to kind of prepare what we feel like we need to prepare it for. And we'll send over some of those things. If there are specific requests, please send them my way and we will do our best to fulfill them.
Great.
Thanks,
Great.
Jack.
Thank
All
you,
right.
Jack.
Thank you.
Yep.
Thank you, everybody.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.